Alright, so in this video we're going to chronograph these most powerful 9mm rounds you can get to see what kind of velocity and energy we're actually getting. I've been posting a series of videos of the most powerful ammo for select calibers, so I posted most powerful 380 and where we shot them in the gel and tested them all out. These are the most powerful 9mm rounds you can buy. Video of these rounds being gel tested in the link in the description, so go check that out. I also did one in 45, okay? So, but I had a comment, somebody commented on there, 500 foot-pounds of energy. I don't believe that, not for a 9mm. So I was like, well, you know what, I'll test it. So that's what I'm doing here. We already did 380 last week, because we had 380 rounds that supposedly would give you 300 foot-pounds of energy. So you can go check that out if you want. It's only been a week or two ago, so if you scroll through, you find it. But so we're on 9mm now. See right there, 500 foot-pounds of energy. If you actually achieve 1400 feet per second velocity, then that's 500 foot-pounds of energy with a 115 grain bullet. So all we got to do is test these out and see if they'll actually go as fast out of the pistol as what they advertise. Now, a lot of advertisers, like especially this one, the advertised velocity is out of a long barrel, and sometimes they'll denote that and sometimes they don't. But generally speaking, these velocities that they quote you and with the subsequent energy, this typically out of a long barrel, not a micro compact or a compact like this. Like I said, these specifically, you see that little denotation there next to the 413. I'm not going to look for it here, but elsewhere on the box it says, oh, that's out of a 6-inch barrel. Who has a 6-inch barrel 9mm, right? Let alone 380, because the 380 ones said the same. The 380 ones came in very disappointing in that video. Not only the gel test video, but checking it over the chrono as well. But it says the same thing for the 380. That's if you got a 6-inch barrel. Nobody even makes a damn 380 with a 6-inch barrel. It's almost impossible, to, if not impossible, to even find a 5-inch barrel 380. But anyways, so some of these might come in under velocity with a compact like this. But if you have a full-size pistol, then you might actually achieve those numbers. Now, most people don't carry, as far as concealed carry goes, they don't carry a full-size pistol. Now, some people do, or some people may in the winter because they can cover it up. But generally speaking, you carry something like this. So I actually had intended to bring a long barrel 9mm in case we get less than desired results from this, to see if we can achieve any of those advertised numbers. But I overslept and forgot to get it. So, but that's okay, because like I said, most people carry something about this size, maybe smaller, maybe a little larger. So this will give you a good idea of, you know, your typical size carry gun, what kind of velocity to expect, and we'll see what we get. Now, these specifically, before I go on and ramble too much more, because I already know I've been doing it, these specifically I've seen in other tests where they typically do achieve what they advertise, if not more, out of compact pistols. So we will find out if that's true for me here today. But anyways, I'm going to shut up and we'll start running these and we'll see what we achieve. But just keep in mind, for those that come in under velocity out of this compact, out of a full size, they would probably come very close to what they advertise. So just a real quick overview of the ammo. These are Buffalo bore, obviously, plus P plus. You can see they got the numbers there, so I don't need to say them. One's advertising 500 foot-pounds of energy, the other's 507 if you achieve those velocities. So this one, I'll have to put the number up for it on that, whatever that's advertised as. I believe that one's close to 500 foot-pounds. I think it's like around 480, but anyways, I'll put it up on the screen after I calculate it, what the advertised is. This is advertising 450 if you get 2,000 feet per second. 413 if you get 1312 out of it. This one doesn't say the energy on here, but after I shoot these, I'll calculate that and put it up on the screen. So I'm not sure what they're claiming out of this, but these should perform pretty well, because if you notice right there, it says short barrel. So they put different powders in the short barrel formula so that you can get maximum velocity from a short barrel pistol. So in theory, when you consider what these are made for, these should perform pretty well, although it's only a plus P and not a plus P plus, which I know that doesn't mean much to a lot of people, and you can put whatever you want on your box, but we'll see what those do. Just to show you, we are in feet per second. Sometimes people ask, because this does meters also, but this is feet per second. So since I'm expecting those to perform the worst, we'll run those first. Alright, I'll probably call these out in case you guys can't see them, but I'll have to make a little pause between each shot, because when the gun goes off, for some reason my mic mutes for about a second, second and a half. So if I immediately tell you what it says, you won't even be able to hear me. Oh, and by the way, I'm just going to run 3 of each, because I don't have that much of this stuff to go through, and this stuff is really expensive, especially right now in 2021. So we'll run the MHPs first. How the hell I got a scratch all across that? It looks like it's wiping off. I don't know what it is. Okay. You got a good angle there?
Mm-hmm.
$812. $839. See, that's nowhere near that 1300 advertised. $689. You might be saying something's wrong with the chrono. Well, probably not. Let's try these other rounds first. If you know anything about chronos, they work better in the shade than they do the sun, and I've never had an issue with this chrono, but we'll run a few more, see if we get numbers that we expect. So let's just jump right to this. These Extreme Defenders are advertising 14, so I mean, if we get 12 to 1300 out of it, I'd say that's an accurate number. Even 1400. See? 1300 feet a second. That's just how terrible those MHPs are. Like I said, in the 380 version of this we just did, they came in way under velocity, but it's even worse here in the 9mm. It makes no sense. Plus, I noticed these rounds, they had way more recoil, so there's definitely a huge power difference. $12.92. 1328. So those are accurate numbers. These things are just absolute shit. They did not perform in my gel video, and that's why. Things are junk, man. Said the same thing in the 380 video. So this is civil defense. Like I said, they're advertised 2,000 feet per second. And also, like I said, from what I've seen, even in the smaller 9mm, they're usually right around that. So let's see what I can get out of this Taurus G2. Which I have people asking me, well, does that handle plus P okay? I've been doing these tests and putting a lot of plus P plus through it. No issues so far, so I wouldn't recommend shooting them through it all the time, but if you want to keep them in your mag for self-defense, you should be alright. I've put quite a few through this thing now. $19.52. $18.89. 1964. So that's real damn close to what they advertised. So we are getting accurate results from this chrono. Those MHPs are just trash. Sorry if you carry them, but now you know. So it's definitely not the chrono. It never has been the chrono, but see, those are regular and these are the plus P. I got a couple of regular ones in there, but you can tell the difference by the primer. So these are the plus P short barrel. See, I got the ones with, at least when I bought them, they had silver primers. Whereas the standard pressure had the gold primer. Kind of curious to see what these do since they don't advertise velocity or energy, and I've never tried it over the chrono. .1033. 1077, and obviously this is a heavier bullet than what the last two, so that's why the velocity is a lot lower. That one came in a little low. Those rounds there, they're probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old too, so might not be the most consistent now. They're a little bit older. All right, try this one first. 115 grain, advertised 1400. Couldn't find my mag. Woo. 1247. $12.88. $12.21. Those got a pretty good shock wave going through the handle. So now we'll try the lead-free ones. They're even lighter and faster. 95 grain, advertised 1550. So those came in way under the 1400, so you're going to need a longer barrel to get close to that. We'll see how these ones do. You see those Liberty Civil Defense, they were just barely shy of advertised, whereas these came in quite a bit under. Then obviously the MHPs were freaking horrible. $13.20. $13.48. $13.27. Those are pretty consistent. Obviously we still came in under advertised there, but so as far as the buffalo bore goes, you're definitely going to need a longer barrel to get close to advertised there. Is that everything?
Yep.
Oh, we already went through everything. Alright, so alright, well, everything should have been thrown up on the screen as far as the energy calculation and all that goes. So there's our results. So these things are terrible. I don't think these did that well. Again, I'm not calculating in my head right now. I'll have it thrown up on screen, but these were pretty slow. I think they were the slowest other than that. So I don't think those did too well. These got somewhat close. I know we had at least one that was in the 1300 range, if not more than one. So those got pretty close, even with this short barrel. And then we just ran those, and obviously those both came in about 200, roughly less than what they advertised. So those are still really good rounds. If I remember correctly, in the gel test, as I said, there'd be a link in the description. They performed pretty well, if I remember correctly. Maybe not, I don't remember. At least one of them did, I want to say. I think the lead-free did pretty well, if I remember right. But those are definitely going to need a longer barrel. These did pretty good out of that barrel. And then these, like I said, Now this one unfortunately isn't one of the 500 foot-pound ones, but they came real close to that 2,000 feet per second. So these work, like I said in the beginning, from what I've seen, they do really well out of the shorter barrel guns. So like I hit on in the beginning for a split second, I intended to bring a longer barrel. It would have been a 4.9 inch to see if we could have, I'm telling you right now, these right here definitely would have hit 14 out of a long barrel, and these would have got probably pretty close to their advertised velocity, but I feel like they still would have been a little short. So I guess we'll just have to do that in another video. And like I said, I had intended to bring the longer barrel and see today, but yeah, last night was pretty hectic and waking up late and trying to rush out the door and all that. So this is what we got. But anyways, like I said, you know, most people are going to want to know what it'll do out of something like this anyways, because these carry loads are typically being carried in something about this size. So there's your results. You can look forward to a long barrel version of this coming up in the near future, because I definitely want to see what these will do out of a long barrel. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Make sure you check out the gel test video that's linked in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll be doing 45 next. Check out the free 80 if you want to see that as well. Again, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.